All right, let's get started. Good evening, everybody. My name is Rasherio Blue, and I am the owner of Blue Touch Cleaning Services. Um, I would like for you to subscribe to my channel, like my page, like my videos, guys. I don't tend to know everything, but I have a lot of good information that you could use, especially if you're a new business owner. All right, let's jump right into it. Got to get my coffee, y'all, so I can get my day going. All right. So I have some information on when you go to do a dealership walkthrough. These are some of the things that you could take, you can write down, that you can present to the dealership, whoever the general manager is, you're the GM of the building. You sit down, you go through a walkthrough with them, and you want to make sure you have everything, all your paperwork in order. Make sure you are very professional when you go to potentially win these contracts. You know, don't walk in there with some cut up jeans on, your toes all out. Just look professional, nice, neat cut, nice hairstyle, so you can present yourself and they'll know, hey, this is how the job is going to get done, and this is the service they're going to provide. They're going to provide A1 service. Okay, now when you walk through a dealership, I made this little chart out today. So these are some of the things that you could ask the GM as you're doing your walkthrough. Okay, what is the scope of work? Is number one, the scope of work. Okay. When I say scope of work, what do you want done? Do you want the floors swept? Do you want the mop? Do you want dusting? Do you want the windows cleaned? Are we doing the restrooms? Of course. Are we doing offices? Are we doing your warehouse? Are we waxing the floors? Are we buffing the floors? Okay, so you want to make sure you have everything down to detail what they want done. That scope of work. Second, once you know the scope of work, then you're going to know, hey, what equipment do I need to do the job? What equipment do I need to perform this particular job? So, am I going to need a top scrubber? Am I going to need to wax? Or am I going to need a waxer? What are the items you're going to need to do the job? You're going to need a vacuum. You're going to need your mop buckets, your cleaning supplies. Do I need to use eco-friendly products? Do I want to use bleach? Do I want to use odor band? They have so many different products out there that you can use. So just make sure you ask what's the scope of work so you can get all your equipment together that you're going to need to perform the job. Number three, your hours. How long is the job going to take? How long is the job going to take? Is it going to take 4 hours tops? If I have three people, is it going to take an hour and a half? So you'll pretty much know once you do the walkthrough how long it's going to take. If you have experience in that particular field or in that potential commercial category, if you're versus a dealership to just a regular office building, doctor's office, so you'll know how long each job will take. Number four, are they going to want a day porter for the day? Are they going to want a in-house person there on the spot in case they have a spill, in case they have a cleanup or anything of that sort? Are they going to need a person on site to clean up messes? Okay. You're going to want to ask that. That's very important because, hey, that could bring your employees work every single day. Okay. If you want a day porter, that's Monday through Friday, correct? So it's Monday through Friday. How many hours do you want? Do you want them for 3 hours? Do you want them in the busiest hour of the day, lunch until 5 o'clock? How long do you want them? Okay. Customer perks. You're going to want to ask, okay, what is the biggest thing customers like to see when they come into your place of business? Is it the floors? Um, um, is it just hospitality wise? Do you want to provide little chips, little knickknacks? Or things like that. Are you supplying that? Is that something that you could offer them to take the load off of their hands so they don't have to worry about it? Do you want to stock that up every time you clean? It's up to you and whatever you negotiate or work out with that dealership. Number six, are there any chemicals you would like us to use? Most of the time, when you're in commercial buildings like this, they don't want you to use heavy or strong bleach. They just want enough germicidal bleach for your toilets and anything multi disinfectant most of the time. And then you can add in other perks as well as you go along. We'll get to that. Number seven, are there any chemicals that you don't want us to use? So, for instance, if they have pets coming in, they might not want you to use a certain product because they're pet friendly. You know, sometimes people might bring in their animals. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want anything or any chemical on any surface that would potentially hurt or um, damage human being, whether it be animal or whatnot. Number eight, okay, how many days a week would you like the cleaning done? Okay, so that's back to number four, the day porter, right? So, how often do you want this building cleaned? Okay, nightly clean. Do you want it during the daytime clean? How would you like the cleaning done? Number nine, do you have your own supplies or are we using ours? So, are the dealership using their own supplies or are you using your supplies? That's another question you want to ask. Very important, because you can also include the price into what your supplies are going to cost every single month. So, you want to add that in. Very important. That's your overhead, so you want to know how much am I bringing in? Okay, how much is my business going to profit? What's the percentage that my business is going to grow? It's going to scale. It's going to profit off of my overhead, minus my labor. And also, number 10, you can offer a COVID-19 disinfecting service. So you can offer COVID-19 disinfecting services. Number 11, um, offering on-call services for cleaning. So this might include, okay, we have a spill. Let me call Blue Touch Cleaning Services to see if they can get somebody over here to unclog the toilet or clean it up if they have a spill, if they have an overflow or anything like that of that sort. So you might want to offer that as a perk as well. Moving right along to number 12. How often would you like the floors waxed, buffed, or scrubbed? So, how often, or if they even want this service done? Most of the time, they have detailers to come in and do specific jobs. Power washing on the outside. They might have a service, another cleaning service to come in and do that, take care of the outside, okay? Am I providing inside or outside services? That's another thing, okay? And number 13, okay, if we're cleaning during the day, what are the times to clean for your day porters? Or what is the time to clean for your night crew? Okay, so these are some of the things that you have to distinguish and make sure you write down, because even though it's repetitive and we're repeating it, you want to make sure you have everything in order. Okay, so you can know what they like, how they like it done, and what they expect. Okay. Now the second part of my walkthrough is pricing sheet. Okay. So I have a pricing sheet that I include in with my bidding. Okay. So number one, the cost of goods. Goods can include all my cleaning supplies. Goods can include if I'm providing toiletries or anything of that sort. Um, Goods and costs could also be anything extra that I might need to do the job to perform the job for that particular commercial building. Okay, so you're gonna have your costs, your good, your labor, you're going to include all of that, okay? Your labor costs might include how many hours are my cleaners going to be here, okay? If I'm going to pay them $20 an hour, okay? Are they going to be here for 5 hours, okay? Do the math. Include all of that in there. How many cleaners do you need, okay? Make sure you add them in there. My company overhead costs. That's very important because it's so important because you cannot grow, you can't scale unless you know your overhead, you know your costs, your labor, your workers. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to pay your workers for gas to travel, or what are you going to do? Make sure you include all of that in there as well. Taxes. Make sure you take out for your taxes. Make sure you pay your taxes on the money that you're getting every week. Make sure you just keep up with it, you know? Um, Quality control. Uh, Quality control is very important. With that being said, I'll elaborate with number 6, the quality control, because you're going to need a quality control person, especially if you're doing a big dealership that's bringing in the big money, because you want to keep them. Reason being is that's a big part of your revenue. So you want to make sure you keep um the dealership happy. You want to make sure your employees stay happy. So you need a quality control person to come in after they clean each service. Okay, you left this in a crack. Would you please come back and correct this? You know, from here on out, this is what you need to do, and we're going to take certain measures. We're going to slow it down so you can know, hey, this is what I expect when I come in here and look, when I send a quality control person. If you give them any feedback, negative feedback, they are required and afforded to give you a write up. If you take that negative, quality control is not negativity. Quality control, if you hire a quality control person, they shouldn't speak to your staff like they are beneath them. You know, you have to train your quality control person as if they are stepping in and taking your place, because you have to go and do and perform other tasks to get more work. That's how you're going to grow and scale your business. Quality control is very important. You want somebody in there that's going to clean almost or similar to how you clean. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're going to keep your account. That's how you're going to keep the money coming in. You're going to keep the client happy. You're going to keep your employee happy. And most of all, I'm going to be happy because we getting that money over here. So you want to make sure you do all these things and take into consideration when you're getting a dealership, guys. When you're going in, you're trying to win a contract. If you don't need to use some of these tips, just, you know, wing it and transition it into how you want to run your business. There's so many different ways you could run. You can try new things, new ventures. So it's always good to watch different videos to get different feedbacks and to also try certain things. So, say for instance, if something's not working over here in your business, you can go over here and try. Well, hey, I'm going to try something different. Okay. So you want to try something different. If you're not scaling like you thought you would, you need to switch up the game. You need to put something in that you haven't been doing, because it doesn't hurt to try. You know what I'm saying? So what are you losing? You're not losing nothing, because if you're not scaling, you're not getting no money either. So it's not going to hurt to try to step outside of your box. And let me tell you, I've stepped outside of my box since I've opened my business and been working for myself. I just want to give. everybody that's watching my video encouragement, and I do have a story to share with you all. If you keep watching, when you're ready for it, not right now, I'm not ready to share it right now, but when I tell you my story, you're gonna be like, wow, this lady is an inspiration. I'm telling you, y'all, I have been through some things, been to some places. And when I tell you, when you think you want to give up, don't give up. Keep pushing, keep going, keep on doing what you're doing. Because just like it was working a 9 to 5, it was difficult. It's going to be difficult having your own business. But guess what? You're doing it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it for someone else, making them richer. You're doing it for yourself. You're making you richer. You're helping your kids, you're helping your family, you're getting out of poverty, you're doing a lot of things for yourself, financially, business credit, and all. So, if I can be a uplifting black entrepreneur, female, and give you some good advice, I'm here. So if you need to call me or hit me up, just give me a shout me an email and I'll respond back, or comment, leave me a comment, and I will respond to your comments. So thank you for watching my video. Like my channel, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back later with more info for your business. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.